Vedanta is necessary. Because he used the word, is it very important that we follow this? I said, it's not important, it is necessary. Oxygen is necessary. You can't say oxygen is important for you. Food in some form, whether liquid or solid or whatever way you take it, food is essential, is necessary for your life. You can't do without food. You can't do without oxygen. Similarly, friends, you can't do without this knowledge. You simply can't live. People have just destroyed themselves by not understanding this basic knowledge which is directed to your own life, to your own living. Now, some of you may be wondering, particularly who are new to me, how is that we have lived 50, 60 years already? Now the question is, how have you lived? Is there one person here who could throw up his arms or her arms and say, I'm peaceful, I'm happy? Is there anybody here who hits the pillow and falls off to sleep in 20 seconds? If you don't do it, there's something radically wrong with you. Now you've been living life without understanding how to live it. Any gadget that you buy in the market, there is an instructions manual. So unless you follow the instructions, you're not going to use that equipment properly. So the equipment that you carry is the subtlest of equipments, is very, very subtle, very fine, highly refined equipment, and you are using it without understanding how to use it. And therefore you have these trials and tribulations, worries and anxieties, stress and strain of life. And all of you have got a finger on the world. Yes, sir, I am troubled. I have a problem, but there is something wrong with the external world. Every one of you have got a problem externally. I haven't come across a single person who have said, look here, I am disturbed, my mind is disturbed. Swami, what could be wrong with me? Now, everything is wrong with everybody and everything around and about, but nobody suspects there's something wrong with oneself. Now, I don't want you to go away with some pessimistic views. I'm not a pessimist. The difference between a pessimist and a philosopher is a pessimist looks at only the negative side of life and has no solutions. A philosopher is one who looks at all aspects of life and has got clear solutions. You must understand that. So what life is all about? How to deal with the world that you're facing. Living is an art, is a technique, is a skill. By art or skill or technique, I mean that you've got to learn and practice it. Playing the violin is an art, is a skill. Playing golf or bridge is an art, a skill. You've got to learn it and practice it. Nobody even suspects that living is an art, a skill or a technique, for the simple reason that you have lived 20, 30, 40 years. So what is this technique? How to contact the world. So, if you look at the world today, half the world are very active, dynamic, but from their own admission they are not peaceful. The whole of Western world are full of activity and dynamism, as a result of which they are very prosperous, but there is no peace. But if you come to the Eastern countries, you find that relatively they are peaceful, but there is no action, there is no production, there is no prosperity. It's a paradox. So, how to maintain this equation, this balance, to be active and dynamic, at the same time perfectly peaceful and happy? That is the question. So therefore, you got to learn from scratch. You are so particular about sending your children to the right type of school. What is right type of school? And certainly the best university. What is the university? What is the right type of university? Now you're talking to a person who's been educated in India, educated abroad, so I know what it is. Because some of you may think maybe this fellow is frustrated. He's not seen the world outside. I don't think except a pilot anybody has seen as much as I have done. Now that's not the point. Point is, here's the world, and you've got to know how to contact the world. As I said, it's a skill, it's a technique. Now, it's not the world that disturbs you, as you all believe. Everybody believes that it's the world that disturbs you. Nothing in the world can disturb you. John Milton, the famous English poet, says, the mind is its own place. It can make a heaven out of hell and a hell out of heaven.